The METHOD Lab.
Welcome everybody to the Method Lab, to the METHOD Lab. How do I sound in your ear? Better?
Yeah, a lot better.
Loud?
It's weird that I don't hear myself, that's all.
All right, so we should be good now with the audio. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming to the show. You can join us on Messenger. That is on Facebook. I have the link right now. I'm logging in. Make sure you guys can join the message chat, and if not, you can call, text 414-502-9447 or join us at the website 1025mke.com. I'm here with Roxy.
Hey y'all.
Yes, this is Monday. This is a new week, and this started off strong. First and foremost, want to say, Larry, hopefully you feel better now that you have your surgery done. Now it's the healing process. And hopefully we'll have you back in here in a couple of weeks. You know, tell us your adventures of your surgery and your healing process. So shouts out to him. Hopefully you have a speedy recovery.
For sure. Larry, we miss you here, so can't wait till you come back, man.
Yeah. Roxy, how was your weekend?
It was really good. It was oh my God, this dog scared me.
Oh yeah, we have a guest.
Oh yeah.
A guest in the studio. We have the little ball of fury, Maximus, my dog. He's over there.
Yeah, he's
laying down.
A sweet ham of a dog, but I'm not used to having like somebody behind me that's so low, and when he like gruffed, you know, I was like, oh my God. But my weekend went really well. As you know, we had the pop-up here, so I checked it out a little bit, and I ate the food from the Food Mob, which was always amazing. Yes. The portions and everything. It's worth the drive out, and it's worth the money that you pay. And, you know, you could see that he's passionate about doing it. So it's real delicious. Yeah. And everybody helps out, you know, the family and stuff. They're there chopping and stuff, and they have the music loud. Yeah. So I'm in my studio doing stuff, and I'm hearing like, what is that stuff? Oh my God, that like dance.
Like dubstep?
Yes. Oh my God. Okay, so I'm not used to that type of music. Must be old. Yeah. I don't know. But I just hear it, and it's like, I'm sitting there and I'm like doing something, and then it's like, and I start doing it more faster, more like upset, you know?
Yeah.
But it was a good weekend. I stood busy, and also I went to, so right quick, I'll just tell you because I want to ask you about your weekend too, you know? The refrigerator here that we have for drinks, everybody, water and stuff like that, I'm putting stickers on it. So y'all, I already got a few stickers on there, and it's mainly like local food places and things like that. And I went to Milwaukee Public Market, and I bought a sticker from Brew City Brands, and I slapped it on there. So then I went to Beard MKE this weekend, and I ended up buying more stickers, and he gave me some more, and they're really awesome there, and I love those guys there. So shout out to them for hooking it up with stickers and you know, letting me buy some really awesome stickers too. So
nice.
Yeah. So how was your weekend, man?
My weekend was very eventful. You know, we did the pop-up. Shout out to all the vendors and everybody that came out to support local. We had a great turnout. You know, nobody really realized how many people actually flew or drove down to Arizona for the MKE to Arizona event. Wow. You know, there was a lot of people, but we had a healthy flow of people came in to support. Had a lot of, like you said, great food, not only from Food Mob, you know, but had a lot of good pastries and
I saw that
cheesecakes and oh man, like I had some leftovers, and I literally before the show I was like, you know what, I gotta clear this fridge. I gotta just do it, because if I eat it slowly, I'm just gonna prolong my bad eating habits, and I need to start back up fresh.
Right.
So I made sure I ate all the cheesecakes that were in the fridge. But that was good. Very, very blessed to have, you know, people that really support what we do. Yeah. You know, and it sucks because it sucks in a way because you don't want to say like, oh, well, our people don't support, or, you know, being Latinos, you know, or they really don't come out, or they really don't. But it really is factual that, you know, the black community really supports us as Hispanic men and as Hispanics or Latinos here at 3600 in general, you know, because they come and they bring people and they say, hey, these are the owners, these are the guys, they're in charge. Right. You know, it's like, bro, it's your event. Like, we just provide the facility, space, you know, to Jakari. You know, he's like, nah, bro, you're the owner. This is your. I was like, man, I appreciate that, but you know, honestly, it's all of us. It's either all of us or it's the building. You know, I really don't like that being put on the spot as, you know, this is my spot, because this is not my spot. It's all of our spots.
It's
you know,
the family. Yeah.
You know, but yeah, it's very nice to see that, you know, the community supports us in everything that we do. You know, I saw Zaire today. He posted a flyer of his store, and he had our flyers, the Almil flyers. I was like, damn, like, we've been trying to get our people that we, you know, fuck with and that are our friends to put our shit at their store, and they're like, oh, I gotta ask my parents. I was like, this guy don't even know Spanish, don't even know the full concept of what we're doing, but because it's us, he has his whole fucking storefront plastered with our posters and shit. I was like, damn, that's
pretty awesome.
That kind of made me feel a certain type of way. I was like, man, that's fucking cool. You know, because not to say that I wouldn't expect it from Zaire, because Zaire is fucking amazing, you know, just off the top. But for him to go out of his way to really promote us, you know, that's very special. Yeah. You know, but yeah, outside of that, you know, spend some time, you know, with the wife, trying to, you know, just spend time, you know, and it was good laid back weekend. It was needed. It was a lot of headaches when you do this, you know, a lot of uncertainties, a lot of moving pieces. It's always, you know, oh, well, we're going to play with these pieces. Well, that piece is no longer on the table, so what are you going to play? Right. You know, so it gets hectic, but able to figure it out. You know, it was nice to have even though it was a work weekend, you know, it was nice to have one of those work weekends where it kind of wasn't overwhelming, you know, and on to the next one. I'm ready to plan the next one. We do have the 3600 pop-up scheduled for next month already.
Very
for
cool.
Those of you, I believe we're sold out with vendor spaces. We might extend it to a few more if we can figure out the
logistics of it all.
You know, we were pretty full here. We were supposed to be full in the back end and in the front end, but it just happened to where everybody kind of fit perfectly and we didn't even really have to use the front. So next time I think we're going to add a couple more vendors just to fill up the whole building, you know. And man, it was dope. So 29th and 30th of May, again, we're running. And the weekend prior, Jakari's having a shoe expo, a shoe resale vintage expo. So that's gonna be awesome. Pretty cool. Yeah, so we're gonna have shoe vendors, a lot of, you know, exclusive stuff. He showed me a couple pictures. He was just in California, and he picked up a whole bunch of inventory so he can start, you know, throwing sales out there to get people to come out and support.
Very cool.
So,
very cool. Does he got the mischief shoe? Does he got the Jesus shoe and the Satan shoe?
Oh shit, I don't know.
Hey, that might be something he just pulls out, you know?
Yeah, he might. Who knows what goodies he picked up in California.
Awesome. That is awesome.
You know, so that should be an event. Those are always fun to go to because you always see some pretty rad things, different things, you know. I remember the first time I saw the Back to the Future shoes. Some guy had them like in a glass casing inside of a plastic casing in front of, you know, with LED lights and shit. I was like, damn, that's a fucking shoe. I was like, yeah, but that's like a $10,000 shoe. I was like, damn, okay. Well, you should put a lock on that glass.
Right. I thought I did see that like live on one of the shows, a late night show where an artist came out with them and they self, like, you know, they close up and they like self-lace or whatever it is. Oh, that was so weird. But I always loved shoes. I mean, I grew up in Chicago, you know, so around the time when Michael Jordan and all them, the, you know, 6P was going on, you know, our basketball. So of course, all those shoes, Pippen shoes. I thought Rodman did, but don't quote me on that. But I know the Jordan shoes, and especially still now, people are still looking for the vintage Jordan shoes, and they're selling like hotcakes on eBay if you can afford them. But then, you know what, I think I'll buy something like that and then I'm gonna wear them.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what would I wear this shit for? And then if you don't wear it with a fit that matches, then you get criticized. And I was like, I'm the type of guy, I wear sweatpants with, blue sweatpants with red shoes. I don't give a shit. As long as my feet are covered, my feet are clean, I'm comfortable in my walk for the day. Like, I'm good with that. I don't really need to. That's pretty cool. Be fitted, Yeah. That kind of annoys me. That kind of annoys me.
Well, you know what? I feel like right now it's a little bit more forgiving. Un poquito más forgiving. A little bit more because, like, I've seen guys running around with, like, pink shoes and, like, blue sweatpants, So, yeah, I mean, I've seen different stuff. And, like, myself, they say it's a faux pas, but I am who I am. Stripes is like another kind of nickname that I have. And I wear stripes with other patterns. Like I'll wear polka dots. Like right now I have like stars and I have stars. Yeah. Está bien. But it doesn't even really match. Yeah. And I like different kind of patterns put together. Like I feel sometimes I try to find my own style for me. Yeah. And I feel like I walk into my closet, which is like some vintage things and different patterns, and I come out and it looks like the closet just attacked me, and I'm like, I'm comfortable, I'm good, I look beautiful.
For me, if I got a work shirt on and some sweats, or now a little bit more with the jeans, but that's it. I don't really need to be flashy or as long as I'm comfortable and I'm functional, and I don't look an ass. Obviously, you don't want to go out looking all crazy either, especially being in business. Right. Got some stained ass, sweatpants and a dingy ass shirt, it really doesn't present well, but I try to keep it there. But
right. Well, I think if like you're going to Menards or Home Depot or maybe even you're like running right quick to like an auto parts store, I could kind of see if you're working on stuff, está bien. Yeah. But if you're, that's the crazy thing, grocery store. As a woman, more than anything, I could dress fly as hell one day and feel myself. I'm feeling good. I'm, doing my things. I'm running errands. Don't see nobody. Then I go to the grocery store and I look like a huérfana. I look like Orphan Annie. I'm just messed up. Hairs everywhere, a hat on, whatever. And it's like, oh, hey, Roxy. Hey, Roxy. I'm like, really? So yesterday you didn't see me pretty, feeling good? No, you're going to see me all jacked up the next day. So, and the other thing that I think, like, and I say this a lot too, as an artist, you're selling your own image. Yeah. So if you don't look good and you don't take care of yourself, face y toda la cosa, people are not going to want to do business with you. Exactly. You're really selling an image. Yeah. So I could kind of understand what you're saying.
That's something that I kind of wrestle with a lot, because I obviously have a beard, so it's a lot of maintenance, a lot of making sure you're clean in the face, and but I don't know. I know when to suit myself. My mom says, you got to dress the part. Right. You got to dress, like, don't wait till you have it and you can have to dress the part. Like, no, you need to dress the part so you can get to where you, like, yeah, Ma, but I'm not a suit and tie type of guy, that's not me. I wear it, but that's not me, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how the wardrobe changes here.
Right. You never know, man. There's so much more business things happening in the city and everything that it's true. Dressing up is better than dressing down. And you know what? It could be any kind of dressing up. It doesn't necessarily have to be a suit and tie either. But, moms, we always want to see you guys look so handsome, right. With little bows y cosa,
It's like, I remember she went to the store and bought me this button-up. She brought me a couple button-ups. So here you go, so you can dress up. I was like, Ma, what the hell am I gonna wear this shit with? I haven't had a button up in years. Like, I don't even own a pair of slacks or dress shoes. Like, what am I gonna wear this button up with? She's like, well, there you go. Now you gotta buy shoes and slacks.
Okay, Mom.
I was like, all right, Mom. Yeah, all right, Mom. Yes, I'm gonna go spend $300 to match your your shirt that you got me. I appreciate it, but
it's because you're a big and tall guy. So I'm imagining, that everything will be more expensive. Yeah. Me as a thick woman as well, it's obviously more fabric. Yeah. So size 0 is like, oh, $3, and then you get to my size, it's like, oh, 15. Yeah. I'm like,
yeah.
Why?
There's like a pair of jeans that runs fabric. Like $50, $30, $40, some Levi's or whatever. Like for me, it's like $80, $90. It's like, Nah.
I'm sorry,
good.
Max just keeps making noise. He's such a
Is he?
cutie.
Is he laying down?
He's laying down
Yeah,
though,
that's
but
good.
like you can hear his little nails on
Yeah.
the floor.
He's probably happy. He's been upstairs all morning.
All right, all
So he's
right.
probably happy to see something new.
I'll take him for a walk. Is he a pooler though? Does he pool?
A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit. If he gets excited and he really wants to run, he's a sniffer.
Ah.
He likes to sniff everything. So he'll stop at every single
So
tree.
you're like over it after a while,
yeah.
like stopping every 2 seconds,
Yeah. Yeah, but once you get going, like he likes to run, he likes to take long walks. So
He's a
good for
solid
it.
dog.
Yes, he
really
is.
is.
He's a good boy. I
He
like
seems
him.
like a sweetheart.
I can tolerate him.
Yeah, before we were on air, we were talking about how that, once you have pets of your own, it's a different story because you have
Yeah.
to take care of them. They're literally your kids. You're providing for them, loving up on them and stuff. And then when you don't have pets, like I don't have my rats right now, and I have other people's pets. So I love on them. I see them, and I'm like, oh my god,
Yeah. It's like kids.
Right? I commence the baby talk.
Yeah.
So.
It's just the one thing with them is like when they have the nieces and nephews over, it's like they're cute, but then they go home. Like this one is like, you're cute. I'm all right. I'll go lay down, please. Stop licking me, please. Stop jumping on me, please. Like, but he likes to hop on the bed and lay at the front of the bed. Mm-hmm. But with the heater we have upstairs, he's terrified of the heater.
Really?
Yeah. As soon as it kicks on, he like jumps off the bed and lays on his bed because he's terrified of it. So it kind of gives me a break.
All right. I don't know where he went to. Is he by you?
Yeah, he's over here.
Okay, I'll say he came around, but
You better not piss on the floor because others gonna kick your ass.
yeah, he's sniffing everything.
No,
But
he's really well house trained. I'll give him that much.
that's good.
Very well house
That's
trained.
good. And how old is he?
He is, I want to say 5, going on 6, or 6, going on 7. I
Okay.
I think he's 5.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been around with the family for a good 3-4 years now.
Oh, alrighty.
But he's still very rambunctious. I don't know if it's just his breed, because he is a pit bull. But I think he's 100% pure. I think we were told he was a Razorback. That's why he has that small, husky,
Okay.
or
Yeah, like he's a
stocky.
solid little dog. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, that's what I was saying. He's like a ham. He's just like a solid
Yeah.
like dog. Like he looks like he's working out in the yard,
Yeah. His brother's
So-
just the big brute. He's also a pit bull, but he's just massive.
I would have not known he was a pit bull, honestly. I mean, because there's so many dogs that are mixed right now, and he, obviously there's such a stigma.
Yeah.
But he's just a sweet dog.
Yeah.
He's like nothing. I don't know. He almost gave me his belly once when I was,
Yeah.
giving him the pets. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. A lot of
Yeah.
doggies don't do that really right away. So, but that's awesome. What else do you have going on this week or?
Well,
anything?
this week it's kind of an easy week for us. We really don't have. Well, we have a lot of projects that are in development, so it's a lot of detail work. But as far as anything that's event wise, we really don't have anything going on this week. So take it easy. We got the show on Thursday night. Outside of that,
Okay. And
It's a
who's
lot
on the
of-
show on Thursday night?
we are not sure yet.
Oh.
We're still in the process of locking in guests and seeing what we're doing. We might be transitioning the show into a new direction, revamping it a little bit.
Okay.
Just trying to see what the crowd wants, what the people that we work with are trying to do.
That's
So,
very cool. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know a lot of local people too. So
Oh,
hey,
yeah,
man, they'll be willing to come out. You
Yeah.
know, it might not be reggaeton though.
Yeah. No, that's what it is here. We're always on the lookout to doing something that's different. Something that's different, something that'll bring a crowd, obviously, because that's the moral of the story. Bringing people out and creating revenue. But overall, we don't want to do the same shit over and over again. We want to always be on the cusp of either creating something new or bringing something new.
Yeah.
You know.
And I tell people that, I know it's awesome to like one type of music. But I was talking about that with OG, for real. He wants me to like introduce him to some bluegrass.
Yeah.
And it's because, you know what? The same thing is great. There is a lot of great music acts out there, but you just open yourself up to something different. You might like it and you might be surprised, even if you got to listen to it on the low. You got Taylor Swift in your car, and then with your homies you got something else, or something.
No, bluegrass is definitely something that I enjoy. I enjoy a lot of old school guitar music. Like definitely blues period. Blues and a lot of old timey music.
Okay.
But it's like anything. Like I have my periods of, it's like, damn, I'm bluegrass for like a month straight. But afterwards, I put it on. And I'm like, damn, I don't want to listen to this anymore. It's like I hit those phases. Right now, I'm in my reggaeton, a lot of Spanish music phase. I feel a salsa phase coming on. So I might transition to that a little bit.
I think he's chewing on something. Yeah.
Maxie, what are you chewing on?
I hope it's his own little pop.
Yeah.
I go in spurts like that too, but because like I'm a big person that like loves bluegrass, like that's been something that I will keep listening to over and over again. Spanish music, like we said, like before, like a few weeks ago, whatever, a week ago on the show, is that I grew up listening to Spanish music forever. So I know that I need a difference. I need something different, for like myself, like cleaning was always like Spanish music and cumbias and stuff. And now I'm like, all right, you know what? Let me give myself something different. And, I listen to almost everything across the board, music from other countries and things like that. And I'm just trying to give myself a different vibe. And it is true, like you said, definitely when I'm working out or doing something that I have to stay busy, like a continuous busy. Yeah. It's like upbeat, if I'm just sitting there painting and chilling and not thinking about nothing, I'll have like slow kind of music or, it's kind of funny because upbeat to me sometimes is like the bluegrass stuff too, because it has a good tune and I'm just like, So.
How long have you been painting? Like,
oh my gosh. I want to say on and off for 7 years.
Okay.
Mostly on. And I loved art when I was a kid. Like I wanted to be an artist so bad and an art teacher. So if we follow what you want to be when you're young, I wanted to be a cop, nurse, and an art teacher, all rolled into one. Okay. And but yeah, as I gotten older, it's like, okay, I want to be a nurse, and then now I'm like, I still want to be an art teacher. Yeah. I think that that's something that I still want to do, maybe on the side or now virtual. This is so amazing. When I was growing up in YouTube, we never ever thought we were going to be able to do stuff from home as far as school and let alone work. So yeah, I always thought, I'm like, maybe I can start like a virtual, like teaching for art and stuff. I'm not, don't get me wrong, I'm nothing near a Van Gogh or anything like that, but I really appreciate it.
And theory
right. I just appreciate it. I like it and I love being creative. So
that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, like I mentioned last week, I haven't painted in a while, but it's something that I would like to, but I don't know. It just doesn't, that creativity hasn't really gotten me to where I'm like, all right, now this is what I want to paint or this is what I want to do. But I do have a lot of wall space now in my apartment, so I think I'm gonna start painting my own stuff. Because I was like, do I want to go and spend $100 on a canvas at a home space or one of those at-home stores or do I want to just create my own thing? I think I'm gonna create my own thing.
Yeah, man. Hey, I go to Goodwill a lot and I get a lot of frames and I just I upcycle a lot of stuff. Okay. But yeah, I totally want to make my own art. And so we have a lot of artistic people in the building within the 102.5 family. I think really we should like get together and do like a paint night for us. Put a big old drop cloth down, bring some tables, and everybody sit where they're gonna sit and just paint and have fun with music and stuff. That's something that I think would be kind of cool for us to like bond over, because Eleazar's kids, very artistic, and also Jeannie, very artistic. So it just, I think it would be an amazing time for us to be together and just like talk and chill and just bounce stuff off of each other. And then you're in an environment that's already creative. So you might get your juices flowing.
That actually sounds like a really good idea. We have been dabbling on the thought of doing just that, doing more arts, doing a paint and sip or something like that.
That would be pretty
like
awesome.
It'd be great if we can legalize so we can do a paint and smoke, but what we do behind closed doors is no one's business.
Oh my goodness. Well, I actually, the fact that you just said that right now, I mean, I know this is kind of crazy, but I know what brings in money and girls and stuff like that. We could do like a bachelorette paint and sip.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Or even the bachelor party, whatever. But it would be kind of cool because it's so private here too.
Yeah.
If we really wanted it to be private, it would be closed off and nobody would be here. But when we have the events, obviously, we open it up and, it's free that people can walk around comfortably and still do social distancing. So, I don't know. I think that's the thing about being here is like there's so many ideas and so many creative things that you could bring on. And there's so many people in this city, too, that are willing to work.
Yeah.
So they could get stuff together and get done.
Yeah, and like Eleazar said, like we're right now at a cusp of being post-COVID, like where people are starting to be vaccinated, people are starting to, be more lax with being able to be out in crowds and being out at events. So, obviously you still want to be responsible, but at the same time, you have to live. You have to get back to some sort of
normalcy.
And at the same time, is you got to give people the freedom to make their own choices. It's like you really, for business to move on, you can't be like, 100%. Oh, if you come to this establishment, you have to be vaccinated. You have to show proof. Like you're gonna be a place that's gonna be closed because the majority of the people, even if they are vaccinated, are not gonna want to fucking tell you their business. They're not gonna want to. Unless it's legally mandated, legally mandated by the city that, okay, if you have an establishment, you have to make sure that 100% of everybody's, as long as the staff and the people are clean and, they take care of their responsibility as far as how to provide the building and how to do all that, that's.
And we're big about that here. If you're sick, stay home.
Yes.
You don't feel good, do not come.
Don't come here. Keep your ass at home. Don't send your kids. Don't send your aunt. Don't even tell the neighbor we're having an event. Just keep your ass at home.
Go over there. Maybe if we do have like an event for like with vendors, contact that vendor specifically, for something that you want. But no. So I will say I did get my first vaccine.
Okay.
And it was the Pfizer, which I requested for myself. I did enough research, I would think, to myself that I was comfortable enough to get it. And only thing it really did me was I was just tired. Like I still feel kind of tired right now. It's only been a few days or whatever, and I'm just tired. And my arm, it's better because. So when you get a shot, even when you're little, they tell you, relax. Obviously, when you're little, you're going to be like,
yeah, you tense up.
Yeah. So I just relaxed and the lady was talking to me and she just, bink. She's like, it's done. And I'm like, after all that, I thought it was going to be the worst thing. And I psyched myself out.
Put a straw in your arm.
right. Like a Capri Sun. Yeah. That's exactly what I think. When they take blood, I'm like, that lady put a Capri Sun in there. Anyway, I hate giving blood. Yeah. So I actually almost faint. So that's why they talk to me.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how bad it is. So this was like psych yourself out. You could do this. You could do this, So quick, easy. The only thing that I felt almost immediately was like my face got flush. Okay. Like I felt like a warmth just come over me. And I just sat there for a little bit. Like I was just like, all right, I'm not ready to get up yet. I don't feel like it. I felt a little dizzy kind of and nauseous, but it wasn't like, it was over almost as soon as it came on.
Okay.
The heat stood for just a little bit, but like probably about 5 minutes or whatever, I was pretty good. I got up. I was able to walk around. They don't let you leave for like 15 minutes too, because they want to make sure you're okay. And yeah, I was okay. Like I got it Saturday morning and I came home and I kind of just went to bed. Like I didn't want to be awake. And I've been drinking nothing but water.
Okay.
And they said that's good too, because it's helping. You know, the more that you're dehydrated and you're trying to get better from anything or move anything like medicines in your body or anything, it's not going to be good for you. So I drank water, and yeah, I feel decent right now. Like I said, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Like,
I hear the second dose is the one that really affects people.
Yes.
But if you plan for it and you already know somewhat what to expect, I know one of our guys on the sales team, he had his second dose over, I think, on Friday or Thursday. And he said that he had headaches throughout the whole weekend, felt kind of sick, but not terrible, but still not the normal,
Right.
Which is, well, if it is part of the process, I think I'm gonna go get mine. I'm not sure when, but I think it's something that there's enough people that I know that have gotten it and are okay, and obviously the same. First shot, a little tired. Second shot, a little sick for a few days, but after that, pretty back to normal.
And one of my friends, Matt, he's a bartender down at the Sam's Tap here in Milwaukee, and his sister is a nurse, and she said for the few weeks before, take zinc, just like build your immune system up for yourself.
Yeah.
And then when you get it, it's not that hard on you.
Oh, okay.
So, and he said, yeah, he did it, and he said it so far it's worked for him, and I think he got a second shot. Yeah, so he's like, he feels pretty good. So that's what I'm doing. I'm taking it's black elderberry, which is a high. It helps your immune system naturally.
Yeah.
And I've been taking that, and I kind of want to do like a woman's multivitamin.
Okay.
But almost any time that I take a multivitamin, because it's not for everybody, it gives me a little bit of a headache. So I'm like, I'm not sure if I want to do something like that. Maybe just like do emergency or something that brings up the vitamin C and all the good levels for the immune system inside of you. So. But yeah, we'll see. I know I'm doing, like I said, the black elderberry, and that's good for me. So.
Well, I'm just glad I got rid of all the cheesecake in my fridge.
Oh,
so now I can get back on my health kick. I need to start taking my multivitamin again, get my ass back in the gym, because it's rough.
That's the same way I think too. I'm like, no more. And I actually lost 10 pounds. And I was saying, I think I told you last week, I'm like, I don't even know how I did it. And I think what I did was I didn't bring any junk food in the house.
For me, it was bread. I haven't had bread in so long, like consistent bread. I always got the burgers and the sandwich and this, pancito with coffee, stuff like that. But I really got to a point where I was like, all right, bread is not really, if I can go without it, I'll just go without it, But this weekend, with the pastries and the pound cakes and the cupcakes, I had bread, and I feel it. I feel bloated. I feel
like bogged down.
Yeah, it's like I gotta get that out of the diet again.
That's what I was saying. I was like, no more junk food in the house.
Yeah.
And then Easter came, and then Easter candy was on sale, and I bought a little bit. But I do the same thing you do. I'm like, I can't bear to throw it away. I spend money on it, so I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna eat this until it's gone. Then not gonna bring any more in the house.
Yeah. Yeah, so hopefully we can stick to that, because it's grocery time. I gotta go buy groceries. So hopefully I don't come back with a loaf of bread and a whole bunch of other shit that I shouldn't have.
Well, you could always buy like bagel thins. They're a lot less carb. I mean, and I love them too, because they're thin. They're just to hold it all together. Also, you could make wraps out of like romaine lettuce. You could wrap it all together. And that works with so much. Like you could put other veggies, roasted veggies in there. You could make actual sandwich. And there's something else that I love, because like the cheese,
Is that guy chewing on something?
He's over there by you.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Let me see what he grabbed.
The doggy's misbehaving, y'all. Oh, he's so happy to be like out and around and walking around. He's just like sniffing and getting everything that he can.
Plastic.
Oh my.
I gotta get him some toys. I buy him toys, but he destroys them all. Like we've gotten like internet toys where, you know,
they're supposed to be indestructible.
never destructible,
Yeah.
fucking full born, you know, military dog can't go through this shit. I give it to this little asshole, and 10 minutes later, a nub of it is missing.
Oh,
I'm like, you fucking guy, you. He has such a small mouth too, but he can destroy any plastic.
Dito, oh my God.
We'll give him one of those 4x4s that are in the back.
Ay, Dios.
But then you just got wood shavings everywhere. And
Oh, and splinters in his mouth.
Yeah,
No, you don't
so-
want to do that to your baby. I know you're joking.
Yeah.
The other thing that I was telling you, that cheese companies are making cheese wraps.
yes, I have seen that. Like for my mom that does keto or vegan, you know, they have those cheese wraps.
Yeah, I've seen some vegan ones that it's
They
veggie
use cheddar.
cheese.
Cheddar or some sort of like fake cheddar.
Yeah, and you just roll up
Yeah.
whatever you want to put in there. So I could see the bread.
Yeah.
The only thing is, and I'm telling you that, pero damn, I'm Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
Bread and rice is a
Rice,
thing,
right?
you know?
Rice. I know Xerox made that Puerto Rican rice with his taco dinners. I was like, I haven't had rice in so long.
Yeah, and rice, a lot of people don't know, you know, if you're diabetic, that converts into sugar.
Oh, yeah.
Rice converts into sugar, so you have to be real careful with
I
that.
love Puerto Rican rice.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Puerto Rican rice with some olives and some ham. Oh, man.
I picked the ham out, but I don't mind it being in there because of the flavor, you know?
Yeah.
My guy, it was so funny. He was eating Xerox's rice and he goes, is that ham? Because he doesn't really care for ham much.
Yeah.
And he's like, is that ham? And I'm like, yeah, babe. And he's like, oh no, I've been eating it this whole time. I'm like, babe. He doesn't like the feel of it in his mouth or
Yeah.
whatever. But I'm like, it's just for the flavor. It's
Yeah.
just for the flavor. And he's like,
Yeah.
okay, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? I could do it if you could do it. I have never known anyone to be so picky about like sausages. I gotta say, I will take from the pizza and peel off the sausage and I'll eat it because
Yeah.
I love pepperoni still. I know I shouldn't, but I love pepperoni. And but yeah, like for him, if there's sausage on there with the pepperoni, he still won't eat it.
Really?
Even if I pull it off, he's like, nope, the grease is on there. And
Oh, man. I don't know. Is he from the Midwest?
you know what? They moved around a lot.
Okay.
But, you know, I think a lot of it has to do with that. It's just like me. You know, he was a vegetarian for years in his
okay.
life. And sausage and bacon, like those are the hardest things to go back to eating when you go back into eating meat again.
Really?
Yeah, because bacon is just, and I hate to say it, but bacon is like strips of flesh,
Yeah.
basically,
Yeah.
you know, and that's the way it still looks. And then it's still very fatty. So yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
get it away. And then sausage, it's, if you get real sausage, it's encased some in lamb
Intestine.
right? And so not only are you getting lamb intestine, but you're also getting meat ground up.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a little harsh
Yeah.
for somebody to eat when
The
you come back
theory
from
of
that.
it. Yeah.
So
I get it.
I could get his sausage
Yeah.
and bacon. He'll eat bacon, but the sausage,
Yeah.
it's not for him.
Yeah.
So.
Man, I love breakfast sausage.
Oh yeah, I used to love
Yeah.
that with a little bit of maple syrup.
Yeah.
And, and I don't even eat eggs anymore, and that's like whoa to me
Yeah.
right now. Because when I was a kid,
The traditional diner breakfast. You know, pancakes, eggs, sausage,
Right.
bacon.
hash browns
Hash
maybe.
browns.
That's that big old dinner
Yeah.
or breakfast. Actually, I love that. There's this place in Grafton that I used to go to, and it's like they have this. It's like called like Barnyard Special or something
Okay.
like that, and it's like 2 eggs. 2 bacon, 2 sausage, 1 huge ass waffle, like the size of a plate, and hash browns and toast.
Damn.
And I promise you, I think all that was like, I don't know, like $16, and 2 people
Okay.
could eat off of it comfortably,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah, used to max on that on the weekends. And now I'm like, all I could eat is the waffle and the toast and the potato, and that's it.
Yeah.
I won't eat anything else.
Yeah. Man, that's rough.
Yeah.
That's rough.
And finding substitutes has not been the easiest because you don't want to eat over processed foods. Because a lot of that stuff that's like meant to be vegan replacements, I hate to say it's processed. Even if it's all natural, it's still very processed slapped together. So you're better off eating just fruits and veggies and things like that, a lot of organic stuff. But yeah, I'm trying to get away from all that other stuff. Although I do have to say I love my veggie patties.
Okay.
Compressed quinoa and all kinds of. I like it. It's pretty good.
I don't know. I tasted cheese alternative, and it's like soy based. I don't know how you can make cheese out of lima beans and shit like that. It's like it doesn't taste right, and it just doesn't melt. It just doesn't.
Oh yeah, it doesn't melt that well.
The taste is just, I don't know.
I don't mind that. You know what is the worst to eat? Because I've been wanting hot dogs for a while, and I bought some substitute hot dogs. They were so bad. I took a bite and I'm like, okay, I spent
rubbery.
I spent like $6 on this thing that has like liquid smoke or whatever. It's all fake. And I'm like, okay, not gonna do it again. I was like, nope. I threw it away.
Tastes like sandals.
It was horrible. Yeah. It was. I mean, at this point, I could have probably just eaten a real hot dog and been good with it. Oh, that's okay. Oh my God. So describe for you, favorite meal. Just a favorite meal.
Oof. For me, it's a meal that I cook.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be anything in specific, but if I cooked it, I kind of enjoy it more. Okay. I really enjoy cooking for myself or for my family and for people like that. But if I had to go somewhere and say all right, this is the meal that I want, I would have to say lasagna. I'm a really big fan of a good lasagna.
I think I remember you saying that, and I love mijo. I make a bomb ass lasagna. Yeah. Ooh, I love lasagna too.
Yeah, lasagna is. I don't know if it's the Garfield component of it, but yeah, we go to this spot called Barbier's that has really good.
I have yet to go there. I need to go there. I know there's another place called Mamma Mia's that I've heard that people are like, their lasagna is pretty the bomb. But again, if it's got meat in it, automatically I'm just not going to eat it. So
it's either that or some carne asada. I don't know. I'm all over the place. I didn't get this size by not indulging in good food. But yeah, between those two, if I'm going out, then definitely lasagna. If I'm cooking at home with family, then maybe something on the grill or something. Rice and beans, Puerto Rican food.
If
I can get some pernil, okay, that's probably gonna be my top. If I have to eat meat or a meat-based meal, definitely some fresh pernil with the toasty, crunchy part.
I used to love that. I'm gonna tell you, that was a big thing. Like my parents, they're selling their home, and they got a lot of offers, and I'm really excited for them, and I'm happy that they're moving on and they're getting something of their own. They used to do a hot box with a pig.
Okay.
For our barbecues, we used to have really big family barbecues pre-COVID.
Yeah.
And oh my God, I used to sit there, and so I would sit there and I love the smell, but then after seeing the piggy there, I couldn't eat it. I was like, Tito, I got all emotional. I'm like, oy. So, but I'm seeing my family eat the crackling skin. They're eating it, and I'm sitting there like.
That is my thing right there. That's the crackling. Oh my God! Especially if it's fresh out the oven or.
Yeah, the grill smoker, wherever it came from. Yeah, and there's this
we'll
place.
fight for it.
There's this place in Milwaukee that does that. They're like these. I think it's called like a Chinese hot box or something, like a hot box. But you can have them deliver it to you, and you rent it for the day, and it's amazing. Like they'll come and put it in your backyard, and you could put a whole pig in there, a lamb, whatever the heck you want that's big enough.
Yeah.
Go at it, marinate, do whatever you got to do to it. But my parents, every time they got those, man, it's like the whole neighborhood showed up, Yeah. And my parents are very sharing and giving. So literally their yard is not that big. Like I want to say their yard to me is probably maybe just the size of the studio with the other side put together.
Oh, okay.
And that's it. It's not that big.
Yeah.
And we'd have like 100 or so people just packed up, eating, laughing, drinking, playing games and stuff. And then they used to get, in the front of the house, they used to get like these bouncy houses for kids because they got a lot of grandkids and nieces and nephews. So a fun time. And I'm going to miss it. And, they're getting older, and they decided they wanted to buy like a RV. So that's what they're doing. And then they're going to buy a house. And I'm not sure. They were talking about Maguanago or whatever, or Muskego or something. Yeah, like they're here in Wisconsin. This is my dad and my stepmom. And they're talking about living somewhere like there, like west. But I don't know. I wish them luck in buying a new house and everything. It's always an endeavor. The house was in their family for over 30 years.
Oh, wow.
Well over 30 years. It was my stepmom's family's house.
Okay.
And then my dad moved from Chicago here. And yeah, like I said, they're selling the house and they're getting something that's their own. It's so funny seeing my parents be in their age and they're like, okay, well, we want a boat.
Yeah.
We want an RV. We have a motorcycle, let's have fun. Yeah. And they do. They take care of each other and they work hard.
You have to.
Yeah, and they have fun. So, and everybody loves being around them, and it's a really good family atmosphere. I love it. Not to say that we don't have our dramas. Obviously, everybody does. But yeah, we love each other and we try to come together and do what we can. But I'm really happy for them to move on to their new thing.
Well, that's good. That's good. Yeah, we're a very secluded family. Like we really don't interact with many people. We've always, I wouldn't say always, but since we moved to Wisconsin, that's kind of what it's been.
From California to here, I mean, in
Cali, we had a lot more family in Cali. And here, when we were growing up, like I said, we grew up in AA, so there was always a celebration, anniversary, stuff like that, where different families would come in and it would be a social gathering. But for us to say like, oh yeah, the family's coming over and everybody just, I don't know, we get all not socially awkward. Like we enjoy the time with one another, but like, all right, cool, we've been here, eat, all right, time to go home. Don't stick around. And we ain't trying. And my mom doesn't let us drink at our house, so people don't like sticking around because of that. Especially the brothers and the cousins, that are younger. They're like, oh well, we want to drink. Like, nah, not here.
Man, we love you, Tia. We're leaving.
Yeah,
thank you for the food.
Much.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah. So I've gotten accustomed to that. I enjoy small crowds. I'm not really big into talking to, which is weird because I'm in an entertainment business and I have to mingle. But when it comes to like, it's different mingling and interacting with people you're just meeting, as opposed to people you already know. Right. Because then you hear the same stories, you hear the same bullshit, you already know who's lying, it's like, we know you steal, we know you have you know your people. Yeah. So sometimes sitting there and hearing them bullshit just kind of is like, oh, it's just, I love you, but shut the fuck up, please. And that sounds horrible, but I don't know. I guess that's how my mom is, so it's rubbed off on me at least. My brothers and my sisters are very social, but me, on the other hand, I'm just like my mom and my stepdad. Just, keep it short, keep it sweet. Lots of hugs, lots of love, lots of attention while you're in front of me, but just keep it moving. Let's keep you know.
Yeah, when I first met you, you're very quiet, and I was like, "Oh my God, is he mean?" You know, honestly, I was very intimidated because you're a very tall person, and you just have like this, you know, like serious kind of face. You know, you smile, whatever, but you're just serious, and you're walking around, you're doing your job, you know, and so it's like, "Hey, how you doing?" Hey, you know.
Yeah.
And so I remember when I first met you, you guys were cleaning out like the top over there where the those play people were up or whatever. And so, yeah, you were busting ass that day, dude. And you were just like all dusty and whatever. And you're running back and forth. And I'm like, "Hey, how you doing?" You're like, "Hey." And then I'm like, oh, you know, like, that was it. And I'm like, oh my God, he could be mean. You don't know if he's nice. You know, I give everybody the benefit of the doubt, but honestly, you looked intimidating when I first met you. So I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah, I'm an observer. I'm not one of those, you know, that'll just, all right, hey, now we're best friends, buddy. Like, I'm like, all right, cool, I got your name. Now I'm going to step back and I'm going to observe you. And then I will engage you accordingly, too. You know, I don't know, I'm kind of a dick, but, you know, I don't know. It works for me.
Right.
You know, it works for me because I really don't like going in like, oh, yeah, you know, whatever you need, whatever, you know. But then if the other person's a dick, you know, I'm the type of that, like I said, I used to bully the bullies. So, like, I like to approach people accordingly. You know, I don't know, it's kind of standoffish, weird, but like I said, it works for me.
Yeah, no, hey.
Yeah. And I'm not mean.
Right.
You know?
That's what I'm saying. I got that from you right away, and I'm like, oh my God, you know. But again, I think you're just very busy that day. And now, you know, we talk, shoot the shit. It's fine. I actually am the opposite of you. I will go in and talk to whoever, be whatever.
Yeah, no, he's over there. What are you doing?
He's such a sniffer. He really is.
You already sniffed every corner of this room.
His tail's bobbing back and forth like, no, I haven't sniffed that corner, that inch of the corner.
And it's crazy because he's a dog. That's what they do, you know?
Yeah.
He's like, no, why can't you just lay there and look cute? Just lay there and look cute.
Oh, but as I was saying, I'm that type of person.
Yeah.
I'm the, hey, how's everybody doing? I have walked into many a situation where there's things that are going on that's tense, and I don't know. Not just, hey, ¿cómo están? Hey, how you doing? Hey. Until somebody's like, hey, something just happened. I'm like, oh, okay, sorry, you know, and I'll bring it down. Sorry, people. But I don't know. I used to be really shy. Like, I used to have social anxiety.
Okay.
Obviously don't have that anymore. I mean, to the point that I could do, like, stand-up and karaoke. I don't have social awkwardness anymore. And it was something to take myself out of that, like, real bad. Like, well, I'm socially awkward, but the anxiety is, you know, because anybody could be socially awkward if you don't read what's going on in the room. And I usually, when I meet new people, I come in and kind of burst in, hey, how you doing? Obviously not like that at a funeral.
Yeah.
But, you know, if I'm meeting new people, oh, hi, you know, I'm a little muted, but I'm still genuinely happy to meet people.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. You have to. You can't be closed off, you know, but obviously, you know, I don't know. You got to do what works for you.
Right,
you know,
right.
I feel like if I was in and I was a happy-go-lucky guy, like, I would be uncomfortable. Like, I would feel socially awkward or obligated to keep that energy with people. You know, I'd rather show somebody my genuine self, you know, than be something I'm not.
Well, and you know what? That's your genuine self, and then my genuine self is how I am. So it works, you know? And it's so weird how people are, right? How we could come from the same place and just be two different people.
Yeah.
Like I was saying about my neighbors with their sisters, the sisters. Just, they come from the same background, same upbringing, and they're just two different people. Yeah, and that's coming from like a full-on same environment. You and I, we don't know each other until, last year or whatever. So knowing that, it works for you, it works for me, and then everybody around here. That's what I love about everybody around here too, is like, we all bring something different.
Yeah.
We all bring something different, different talents, different ways of handling situations. It's really cool. So.
Yeah, we all fill in our little slots.
Right.
You know?
It's true.
Yeah. Like, oh no, we got to talk to that person. All right, well, let's send Eddie. Let's send Roxy. You know, let's
Right,
send
right.
like, oh,
Send the people that don't mind be like, hey.
It's like, we need to talk business. We really don't want to get chatty with this person because he'll try to pull one on you. All right, well, send Gio, send Eleazar. You know, they'll get to the point. You know,
Right.
send OG. Like, you know, but it is what it is.
Right.
We make it work.
Right. Yeah, we definitely have, like you said, slots for our people that just fit perfectly for what we need at that time. So that's
You
pretty
see
cool.
anything interesting in the news or anything over the past weekend? I've been trying to stay away from the news a little
Yes, actually, it was very sad. The Summers house in Kenosha, there was a shooting.
bit. Oh, yes, I did see
Yeah,
that.
I think they said it was like 3 people,
Yeah.
and then they bumped it up to like 7
Oh,
people.
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
One person is in custody. They're not
Yes.
saying
I did see
who or
that.
why or what. They just said that they're thinking it stemmed from somebody getting kicked out of a bar and then them coming back to retaliate. But they say that they think they knew the person as well, that they like targeted. But again, I mean, I think the cops, obviously, they have to be vague when they're investigating because then whoever else is a suspect, they can incriminate themselves.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot out there as far as information besides that people got shot.
Yeah.
And,
I did see today they released, they got one of the guys in
Oh.
custody.
okay, yeah,
That was
I don't
kinda
know.
like breaking news here.
Wow. Is the name then on there?
It should be. Let me see. Let me see if I can go into my news app.
The few people that I talked to in Kenosha, I was like, oh my God, are you all okay?
Yeah.
Are y'all okay? And a lot of people, like they said it was like as a joke for a little while, but a lot of people are like doing that, marking myself safe. So I've seen a lot of my friends do that, and I'm like grateful. And I know a lot of tattoo artists in Kenosha, and I'm just like, oh my God, I hope you guys are
Is that a popular bar?
Summers House? Yes,
Is it?
it is. It is a popular bar. I think before COVID, it was like hopping.
Okay.
But now, you know, obviously it's getting back slowly but surely, but it's
Yeah.
still popular.
So yeah, they have a suspect in triple fatal Kenosha County bar shooting is being held on a $4 million bond. Raquel Venson, 24 years old, was arrested yesterday afternoon
Wow.
in the shooting 6 people and killing three out of the 6.
Wow. Look at that.
Wow.
That's so insane
That's
to
nuts.
me. Yeah. And
That's
you know,
nuts.
I love being out there. Kenosha pre-COVID, which it sounds so sad to keep saying that, but it's
Yeah.
true. Pre-COVID, they have a rockin' music scene.
Do they?
Yeah, man, you would not think it. You know, it's Kenosha. It's little, it's still hometowny, you know, but oh yeah, I feel like they're seen for their artists and like musicians and just, yeah, it's like so many people just come out of there that are so different and creative. Mark Ruffalo, the Hulk, he's from Kenosha.
Is he?
Yeah. So it's pretty, and there's like still like, if I'm not mistaken, I think that's still his family, the legacy. There's like Ruffalo everywhere. There's
Really?
like restaurants and realty and yeah.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
We have another person too. The guy that played Monk, Tony Shalhoub. He's from, I think, Green Bay, if I'm not mistaken, or somewhere up north.
Well, there you go.
So yeah, it's pretty cool. I think he still lives in town, or at least has a house in town. So yeah, I feel like it's always weird when you think that a celebrity could live right down the street from you, because that could be your neighbor, and you're just like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
And everybody's like, oh my God, you know?
Get his autograph.
Right. So I saw that this weekend. And then, of course, the closing arguments for the Derek Chauvin case.
Yeah, I heard that was a rough state of affairs.
Right.
The way they're trying to justify.
Which I don't even understand. I mean, I keep on seeing it as a meme, but I mean, it's the straight truth. It's like we have all the evidence, everything is there. People have come out in droves talking about how it didn't matter, like if he would have had 1 pill in his system or nothing. What killed him was strangulation from a knee on him, and like, you know, no air to his lungs and his brain. So like the big thing I see on Facebook is like, this is where it's become a mockery of justice, because you see everything, but yet we're still spending a month on
a trial.
Right. It's ridiculous. So
It
there's
is.
closing arguments to that. We will see. The other thing is, okay, so I love like English news and BBC stuff and shows and stuff. And the Queen, for the first time in 50 something years, 53 or maybe more years, is vacating Buckingham Palace. She does not want to
really?
live there anymore. She wants to live where they buried her husband.
Oh,
So
that's sad.
yeah. So there's just so much going on in the city and stuff like that. And I mean, and around the world, it's not just our corner of the world. It's everywhere that something is feeling, everything could be newsworthy in a way, you know what I'm saying? And everybody's feeling some effects of something natural, people shootings, because another shooting did happen somewhere else, but.
Yeah, there was a FedEx shooting.
Yes.
Where I think 8 people were killed. 19-year-old guys. Just, I think it's always a rough subject to talk about, because you can't specifically put the blame on anything in particular. Like, people like to put the blame on gun violence or on guns. It's not necessarily the guns. The access to guns plays a major role in it, but that necessarily has nothing to do with the guns.
Right.
That's still human beings not being able to put in the policies necessary to address certain issues, and things like this. It's more of a mental health issue, because these people have been cooped up because of COVID. These people have been, maybe bullied at work.
Yep.
Now their escape was going to the movie theater or something like that, and now they don't have that anymore, and now it's all this pent up aggression. There's more to this problem than to just generalize it and say, well, now we have to ban guns because look at what's going on. Like, no, this kid that was the guy that did the FedEx shooting, was already on a list of, all right, this guy's kind of loony, we need to keep an eye on him. But yet he was still able to go and buy weapons. So it boils down to, again, it's a government issue. There's policies that should be implemented, and they just leave them on the back burner long enough so they can make their money and they can make their negotiations to put themselves in a better position, and the people that are affected are, us, the civilians, the people that pay their salaries,
Yeah, I guess I feel like, so with gun control, I've always been in the middle of the road, because, let me tell you, the gangster down the road might have just stole his or gotten it from some other means. And most of the people that have done like a lot of the shootings have gotten their guns legally. Most of the people. The Vegas shooter in particular, that's one that I put where I wish we would have had something in place in all the gun shops, all over the United States, that pings each other that this person, Mr. Smith, went to this place on Monday, and Mr. Smith went to this place 3 towns over on Tuesday. That should ping and be like, okay, well, you know what, sir? You already got enough.
Just like your credit score.
Right.
If somebody runs your credit, bing, right away.
Right.
You're
So why not do
you're
that
down
for
5 points.
Right.
You get the same week, you get another credit check, and bing, your
Which
credit
is-
goes down 15 points.
Mijo, don't even get me started, because I think that's the stupidest shit. So you're
Yeah.
going to check my credit to see if it's good, but you're going to put it down every time you check it. That doesn't even
Exactly.
make any damn sense. If that's the case, can I put like $20 towards that so you don't be putting my stuff down,
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's like, I'm just saying, I feel like it's a service. They're like, oh, well, we're going to check it. We're going to put a few points
Yeah.
away from it. Screw that. So, but for me, like going back to the gun stuff, it's like, I totally am for people being armed and, in their own homes and, having it and being responsible and respectful with guns, and registering, whatever you have to do, I'm good with that. It's just when it comes to like purchasing them and then keeping them safely in your home away from people that you know have issues and problems. You know, don't let people know where the freaking keys are or whatever. You know, one of my friends, he purchased a gun, and he has a gun safe that has to have his fingers.
Okay.
So God forbid somebody chop his hand off. That's the only way they're getting in that thing.
Yeah.
And I think he has some, like, there is a code, pero he's so adamant that he just doesn't even want anybody to know that or anything.
Yeah.
So obviously it's his hand. So it's whatever, the matrix of your fingers. But yeah, I'm very in the middle of the road. I do believe we can keep guns, be safe with them. You don't really need so many of them, but then again, it's like somebody telling me to go to the store and not have that many shoes.
Yeah.
It's my right to do whatever. It's just, again, how you use them, you know?
And I don't know. I just feel like, you know, you have to be almost like that Tom Cruise movie in Minority Report, you know, where you have to be able to see the future. And you can live in a perfectly fine household with 1 million guns and never have any issues. You know, you can be that one family that has a gun, or nobody knows you have a gun, but you're holding it for a relative, or you're something, or you got a deal, or you won a raffle, and now you got this gun, and now just out the blue, your kid goes into a tantrum and finds it, and now you're the parent of a mass shooter, you know?
Right.
Like, there's so many things so many variables that are so uncontrollable, you know, but that's where people want to pinpoint all of the attention. You're like, oh, well, this, and that. I was like, yeah, but that's so far-fetched that you're putting your time and effort towards that. You know, why not, you know, implement reforms in ways where it matters?
Right.
You know,
like the mental health you were saying.
Mental health, you know, they have, you know, the screening options and stuff like that. Like, those are things that I believe, you know, should be part of it, you know. And then hopefully that'll deter a little bit. But then again, like we've said plenty of times, is like these mass shootings aren't being done by people that you can pinpoint or show red flags. You know, it's more of a spur of the moment, like, oh shit, life is fucking hectic right now, I'm about to blow, and they do irrational. Obviously you have those guys that you're like, oh, that fucking guy's weird. I'm keeping my eye on that neighbor because he is a little extreme for my taste. You know, I gotta stay vigilant. You know, but at the same time, if you are being vigilant, you should address it. You know, I was watching a movie yesterday, and it was just old cheesy rom-com action movie, but the premise was that this lady left her hometown and went to this secluded area and fell in love, and the ex-husband's looking for her, and you know, but yet again in that same story is like, okay, the new boyfriend found out that this guy's psycho and is looking for her, but instead of going to the fucking cops and getting the community engaged, like, hey, this is what's going on, you know, he went and bought fireworks for the 4th of July, and then the guy comes in and kills the neighbors and does all this other.
Wow.
I was like, that in itself is like, damn. Like, okay, we're talking about preventative things. Like, how much more preventative is it to be engaged in what's going on?
Right.
You know, if your kid is a little bit off his hinges, you know, then address that.
Yeah.
You know, support that. Oh, what's he chewing on now? Maxie, get over here. Is he chewing on the cord? No.
No.
Maxie, get over here.
You gotta go upstairs, buddy. You don't want to do
go
that.
upstairs, see? You better behave. Stop it. Crazy guy. Get over here.
Yeah, and you know,
Lay down.
actually, from saying that, it's kind of funny and messed up. You might be looking at your neighbor because he's a weirdo, you know, and then the other neighbor next door that's like button up, fly right kind of guy just has one bad day.
Yeah.
Like you said, one bad day. But you know what? I've been upset at things, but I've never been to the point where I'm going to turn around and be like, screw the world. I'm just
Yeah.
going to go burn everything down.
Yeah.
No, but Timmy on the corner or whatever, Timeo, whatever, you know, because we live in a
Yeah.
Latino neighborhood, whatever. That ain't this isn't his fault because I went through so much. But it's true with work environments. The most work shootings to me have been, and it's kind of sad, where I think it's like the person's getting bullied by somebody else, and HR sometimes just doesn't do enough for it.
Yeah.
And the reason why, and I hate to say it, is because they get results from the people being assholes. My old job, I'm not going to say where it was, but the supervisor, she was just hell on wheels, like to the point where she didn't even want people going to the bathroom. It was a factory. She didn't want people going to the bathroom, you know, like she was just really rough with people. And people would complain about her and they wouldn't do anything.
No.
They would get rid of the complainers or move them around and keep the people that were all like thick-skinned or really mean or whatever, all in that one line. And it's like, whoa, you know, I'm thinking to myself, like, really? You can't say nothing to the boss. You're going to say it to the people that are working, that are actually making that money. The boss, yeah, you know, she's there to keep rein in, you know, but it's the people that are killing their backs doing the factory work, and it's the boss that you're letting slide on everything, treating them like garbage and whatever, yelling at people. Yes.
And I think the most important thing is making examples of people. Like, if you fuck up, like, it should be okay to make an example out of you. You know, like you said, in that case, you know, if that was the case and all the good workers or the people that were complaining got put out, if one of those people comes back and shoots up the place or something happens, then that manager, along with obviously the legal ramifications of being that person that does that act, you know, not to say to hold them in the same regard, you know, obviously somebody taking, but that person should have lasting effects for their decision making, because you facilitated the scenario by getting rid of people or not addressing the problem that was evident. You know, it's almost like when we had the Miller shooting last year. You know, everybody was like, oh, well, this is rogue guy. I was like, no, this guy's been working here for 20 plus years. And you look at his history, for 20 plus years, he's been complaining about these specific people that he killed, or people within that department that he killed that have been, you know, taunting him through racist things. And
they were leaving racist notes and stuff on his tape and his desk.
In his locker room and stuff like that. Like, okay, that motherfucker deserved to get popped or something to happen. Obviously, nobody deserves to get popped.
I know what you mean.
Deserves to get something to happen to them. And if you as a company did not address it, and now because you're a multi-million-dollar company, you can make it go underneath the rug, you know, like, then in itself is part of the problem, you know?
Yeah, like, I think that they should be held accountable.
Yeah, like Miller should lose their accounts with something, with the county or something. Make them lose something that's going to really get it across that, hey, you guys need to fix this shit or do something about this shit.
And it's not just Miller, as you're saying. The FedEx thing.
Example, FedEx.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many companies that are allowing people to just be real assholes to other people, and they don't deserve it. And you don't know what's going on in other people's homes. That's another thing that I thought was so bananas about COVID, is it taught everybody that, you know what, that place, he's over there by you somewhere, but no, he's still here laying down. Sorry about that. But that place is going to go on without you, and it could stop, and it wasn't the end of the world. Yes, everybody needed their income and stuff like that. That's a granted. But honestly, I mean, you're kind of throwaway right now, you know, and COVID showed a little bit of that with a lot of companies, where there was good companies that let people do stuff at home and transition at home and stuff. And then obviously there's some factory work that you can't. But I mean, that's when the compassion of a company should show that they cared for their people and what they did to provide or whatever in that time. But that's
like my stepdad says, you know, he works at a company, and he's a hard worker. You know, he does his overtime and all this shit, you know, but he's like, bro, like, honestly, I work overtime and he gets a bonus at the end of the month. He's like, but we only started getting that bonus when COVID started. So the consensus is within the company that, you know, the company got this COVID relief fund and they have money allocated for the employees already, but they're making them work overtime and paying them money that they were already supposed to get for being essential workers, or you know, and I believe it, because I've been in that scenario when we were in the financial crisis, when the market crashed, and you know, we were trying to, during the Bush era, you know, I was working at a job where, you know, which is crazy, because Friday they announced, oh, come Monday, you know, the government is giving us this massive, you know, relief. Everybody's getting $1 bonus on their check. So everybody's like, oh shit, all right, cool. Going into the weekend, come Monday, hey, all right. So you guys remember, we've implemented that $1 bonus, but on Tuesday though, the company is gonna charge you guys back $1. So they gave us the $1, they implemented into the payroll, but then that following week, they made everybody volunteer to give back that $1 towards the company to keep the company running. So everybody was like, okay, how can you do this legally? I was like, hey, that's what they said we can do. So that is what we're doing. We're trying to keep, you want a job, don't you? Do you prefer having a job, or do you prefer being laid off for 2 weeks?
That's almost like extortion.
At that time I was young, maybe 20, 21. I was like, this shit don't make no fucking sense. And I was really good friends with the company owner's son who worked there with us part-time. I was like, bro, this is fucked up what they're doing. I was like, bro, they have the legal right. It was written in that way. So I feel the same. You know, there's a lot of people that take advantage of people. And right now, being that it's such a stressful time, is like, you know, you guys should pay the people for their sacrifices, you know?
Yeah.
It's like people complain like, oh, these motherfuckers want $15 an hour. They want this, they want that. You know, go to Walmart and there's only two registers open. I was like, yeah, but you still want to go to Walmart and have great bargains and great sales, and you still want to go to Burger King and get your Whopper because you don't want to cook, you know. But yet, as soon as you pull up to the driveway, you're complaining about these people. And obviously, some people are worth complaining because they just do shitty work.
Right.
You know, but even those shitty people are there working to make your life easier. You know, because your ass ain't gonna go and make yourself a meal or make yourself a homemade burger, you know.
Yeah,
because you want that convenience.
And the other thing that I think, because I've worked retail forever in customer service, is that obviously when you go into Walmart, those people, the people that are working, like besides the managers and whatever, and they don't allocate the money to bring people in.
No.
So if there's only 2 people working to the registers, that's kind of what it is, and they didn't bring anybody in because they're not paying it. No. You know, so it's, or they don't have that extra body. So it's not like I'm a front end lead, right? And so I can also cashier, then I have 2 cashiers. I didn't ask to just have 2 on a Saturday. You know what I'm saying? That's even more crazy to me. So maybe they just didn't bring in another person, but I don't know. I feel like sometimes they blame the workers that are there themselves, and it's not them. No. They didn't decide to not bring somebody in. They're just as tired as you are, you know?
and if you do get an establishment, like say the Walmart that's right here, you know, Ghetto Mart, like everybody calls it on the south side, you know, but that in itself is, like you said, it's a reflection of management. It's a reflection of the people that are in control of the store, you know, because if you maintain a store that's clean, that shit's where it needs to be, where it's, you know, my employees are on point, my stocking's on point, my store looks great, you know, people that are there to steal, people that are there to, are gonna stay away from that because they're gonna see that, oh shit, okay, well, if everything looks great, that obviously means that people are
walking around.
So my ability to come in here and boost something or take stuff, you know, is gonna be not as great if I go to the other one, you know, on that side of town where, you know, well, what this one is now, you know, it's like, and that's why you don't see people venture out to, you know, other places. Like you don't get the same scenario at the Walmart on 76 by Southridge, you know, and it's the same thing. It's a supermarket Walmart, you know, same size, same, you know, it's not the best. It's still a Walmart, but you don't get the same riffraff that you get over here,
right?
You know, and it's not. I think it's in part the corporation that really, like you said, it's designed to blame the people that really have nothing to do with it. Yeah. You know, because they know if they go and fucking yell at Kyle because something's missing or because something is, you know, not to their satisfaction, what the hell's Kyle gonna do?
Right.
You know,
he can't do anything. He wasn't the one. Like I said, every store allocates money depending on supply, demand, you know, whatever. And they have enough hours and people, you know, to bring in another person, especially on a weekend. I would say at least bring people on the weekend, you know, or those people that say they're a backup register person, make sure they come to the backup when they need it. Hello, Heather, how you doing, girl?
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, and I feel like, okay, so our dollar store here, oh my God, that place, I've gone in there because I need a few little things, you know, for my crafting or whatever, you know, and snacks sometimes are really fun in there because it's $1.
Yeah.
But that place, let me tell you something. Those poor workers, it's not the workers.
No.
I mean, at this point, it may be partly because they're like, who cares? Y'all, people come in there and it's like Black Friday. It's like tirado, everything, things are everywhere. Nobody cares. No. And I think the workers that are showing up, they're trying their best. But if you're going to go in there and trash the place every time you go in there, I'd rather just stock the shelves, you got what you got, and then try to go clean and do whatever. But I'm not going to clean while everybody's in there still like a tornado.
Yeah, like you said, on a weekend, and you got one person. You got a manager and one person working the register. Right. It's like while the manager's on his cell phone on a smoke break, you're there manning the register, making sure nobody steals, you know, filling up balloons, you know, and then on top of that, it's like...
And people come in there.
Why?
Yeah, and they come in there and they literally look like they swipe a hand across the aisle and everything's on the ground. And I'm sitting here like, that is definitely not fair to the people that are working there. It's not their fault. People got to know. And I say this about public washrooms and I say this about everywhere. If you can't do it at home, don't do it in public. It's ridiculous.
Well, the thing is, most people would do it at home.
I don't want to hear that. I want to know that if I go to your house, your bathroom's decent. I don't want to know that I go to your house and there's caca all over the walls and shit. You know, I don't want that, man.
Right? It's like, damn, you're such a cool person, but god damn. It's like, damn.
Oh my God. You know, that goes with dating, guys and girls. Clean your freaking bathrooms. If you're going to have somebody over, invite them over, take that extra little time to scrub your tub and scrub the toilets and the sink and the mirror. Oh my God, the mirror. I don't know what the hell. You know, you're brushing your teeth like this. Everything just going everywhere.
I don't even know how people brush their teeth that happens. Like, what are you doing? Are you like deep throwing your toothbrush? Like, what are you? It's like, it makes no fucking sense to me how you get, you know, like obviously if you like, and you like spit up because it's not something, you know, whatever, but for you to walk into a bathroom and then you just fucking toothpaste all over the place, it's like, I don't know if I can trust you. Like, I'm like that. Like, if you're a very dirty person, like,
well, that's a big thing about like, and I think that's so messed up, but it's true. It's like people that have like potlucks. You can't eat out of everybody's kitchen. No, you just can't. No. You know, and especially if you have like a lot of animals in a house. Like I was dating my ex-boyfriend, and this is a real sad story though. He's right here. He's just chill. Okay. Yeah. This is a real sad story, and I didn't even think about it too. I was like 25, and I met him after my divorce, and he was a really nice guy, clean, neat, very clean with himself, handsome guy, and his mother was a hoarder. And not only was she a hoarder of porqueria, junk and things like that, she had cats. She had like 20 something cats in one bedroom, and some of them were very inbred and blind, and the house smelled insane. So before I met her and before I walked into the house, we were sitting outside, and he was just like, I don't like nobody going in her house, and he wouldn't tell me why. And I'm like, all right, whatever. So they were like, she was like, oh, nice to meet you, let me get you something to drink. I'm like, all right, cool, Kool-Aid, whatever, you know, whatever you got. She came out with a glass and it was like cat hair or something in it, and I was like, oh my God, right? I was sitting there and I put it down, and then she's like, oh, you don't want it? And I'm like, yeah, you know, and I'm like, shit, you know, and they're taking it out, and I took a sip and then I put it down, and I just never was happy. And then when I found out why, man, no, nothing she wanted to cook, nothing she wanted. I was like, nope. And you know, and I know this is messed up, and it's not de maldad that I should have done it, but I really should have called like some kind of animal control on that lady, because that's freaking neglect and whatever. That's abuse. Those poor cats were not happy.
Yeah.
Like, and she wouldn't clean the litter. You know what she would do? She would just spread more clean litter on top of like 10 litter boxes.
Yeah, that's crazy. That like Heather says, you know, people need help. There's some people where that's something chemically in their brain that they just can't comprehend the concept of, you know, what's wrong with the scenario. But yeah, definitely that, you know, hoarding is one of those. My grandma was somewhat of a hoarder. You know, she masqueraded under the pretense that she was a thrifter. Like, she had her own thrift shop and that was all inventory. But you sold her something or gave her of, you know, stuff, like, yeah, straight to the basement. You know, straight to the basement, and the basement looked like just bags of clothes, toys, different things, you know. But that in itself, you know, it's like, I personally don't get the attachment to things, but I definitely can understand, you know, that is definitely something that's mentally. But, you know, hygiene is one of those where there's really no excuse, I want to say. You know, if you carry yourself as a normal person, you know, where you're, like you said, cleanly and you carry yourself, but yet behind your own closed doors, you're a slob, and you're like, there really isn't a justification for that. At least I don't think so.
Well, you know? I'm not organized too much. Like, I organize certain things, like my art stuff, I organize that. But like, I'm not leaving dirty dishes everywhere. Yeah. I'm not, you know, I'm making sure it's a clean organization, basically. Yeah. That's what I feel like. I'm not leaving dirty stuff anywhere. Clothes, they go into the hamper. Yeah. You know, it isn't crazy like that. But my house isn't like 100% spick and span. You know, but still, I will take showers, make sure my clothes are clean, make sure I'm clean. You know, I mean, yeah, it's just, there's no call for you not being able to take care of yourself. And even people that I have naturopathic people, brush your teeth and wipe your ass. Heather, yes. I have a lot of naturopathic people that don't use deodorant. Yeah. Because it's actually bad for you.
Yeah, and that's understandable.
I am understanding of that. But I know that they do take showers and take care of their hair and stuff like that. But yeah, summertime, let me tell you, I've got a nose like a bloodhound. I think we were joking about that the other day. I could smell booty from a mile away. Yeah. Good, bad, the other. So I'm sitting there like, please wash yourself. Yeah. Please. There's no reason to walk out without showering.
And that también, you know, if you are that type of person where you are naturalistic, you need to also comprehend that most people do use deodorant and they are going to pick up on that. You know, but also people like that get so desensitized to their own smell. But you have to also keep it in your forefront that I might be desensitized, but the next person next to me, you know, so maybe carry
a rag or something that, you know, something clean.
Excuse yourself, go to the bathroom, you know, wash yourself up real quick. You know, if it's a sweaty day or it's a hot day, you know, I'm not for like, oh, well, this is how I am, so you need to accept me how I am. I was like, I accept you for how you are, but you also got to accept me for my, you know, needs. I don't want to be, I might love you, I might be very friendly with you, I love your companionship, but if you ain't willing to meet me halfway, you know, like how would you feel if you know that I'm a clean person, and now because you are terrorizing me every time I'm with you with your smell, I start showing up all musty and smelling, like you said, like ass, or smelling like armpits, and then that's going to throw you off, like, whoa, this guy is really clean most of the time, you know. Now, why is he doing
what happened?
Like, well, bro, I'm just trying to be able to be in the same room as you are, you know.
Right.
And obviously that's extreme, and that's not really how things go. But, you know, it takes a certain, you know, compromise.
Yeah.
When it comes to things like that.
I have to take a shower every day, and you know,
same here.
And I will say, now there is instances where I have had friends that they get into like a real depression. And you know what? They'll get up and brush their teeth and clean their face, and that's it. Yeah. And you know what? I'm going to tell you guys, that's okay too. Yeah. That is okay. If you cannot deal with even getting up and showering for your own self, I understand that.
Yeah.
But when, like Heather said, when you're just being lazy, eso no. That don't go. That don't go. Because you know what? If you're in the bus stop, you're going to put your booty smell on that thing. You know, and then the city, I don't know how they clean stuff, but I know I've sat in pretty much anything on a bus and an L. So I'm sitting there like, oh my God.
Well, my brother works for the city here, and they, believe it or not, they clean every single bus multiple times a day.
That's awesome.
Like after every shift, but todavía they still go into a bus and it's all fucked up.
Well, yeah.
You know, because of the commute and, you know, the people that hop on and use the transportation.
Because it's people.
You know,
It's people. A lot of people don't understand this, and it's not a joke when Febreze says that your, like, fabrics will keep smells. Everything went out for a little bit. Are we still on air?
Yeah, we are.
We are? Okay.
Yeah.
We're not live though, right?
Yeah, we're live.
No, like FM side.
No,
Okay.
no, we're good.
Yeah,
I
everything
turned
just
that
like blinked out for a little bit. So I'm like, oh goodness. See, we're talking about like taking care of yourself in the city, and all of a sudden the lights go out.
The city heard what the hell are they talking about us?
No, and you know what? With COVID times, I do see that people are very much cleaning things, but there's also a good way to clean stuff and a bad way too. Because if I go from the toilet to the sink with the same rag, you didn't do anything.
Yeah.
You messed more people up than anything else. So I could see the wiping down of the surfaces and stuff. But like I was saying, your fabrics from your car to your sofas, they keep smells. Your coats too. A lot of people do not. Oh, you got Michael. Hey.
What up, Mike?
Yeah, like our coats and stuff. Wash that.
Yeah.
You know, we don't wear them every day, but wash it.
That's like the saying, you know, jeans aren't meant to be washed. I was like, fuck that.
Well,
like,
you know what? I'm a jeans person like that.
I get that, but there's some people that take it to the extreme. You know, obviously, there's a science to just put them in the freezer, put them, you know, and then it kind of neutralizes, and there's a science to it. But if you're just a motherfucker that just wears them and you go play basketball in them and go to work and, you know, spend the whole day
with them.
Yep. And then you just take them off and then just throw them on the floor, and then the following day just throw them back on. Like, you know, that is just ridiculous.
I do know for sure. I spoke to this guy that used to make like clothing and stuff in like fabric jean. You really shouldn't wash it every day. It's like it's like every 3 to 4 days.
Yeah.
But like you just said, it depends. If I'm gonna be underneath a car sweating my ass off all day, there's no way I'm gonna put those jeans, shake them off, put them on the floor, and then put them back on. No. Don't do that. Another thing that people don't understand: do not take your street clothes and sit on your bed with them. Oh no! Unless you wash your sheets every day, don't do it. Don't do it, because we're sitting in different places. We sit in people's cars. Mites, bed bugs, mijo, you just don't know. It's a very weird situation to kind of feel like you have to be a little, like, what is it, germophobic a little bit, but it does help you in the long run be better with yourself, cleaner with yourself. Like, I don't dry none of my clothes, but the reason why I don't dry any of my clothes is because everything shrinks, and everything, I mean, I hate to say this, but it's poorly made. Even stuff that you pay a lot of money for, you put that in the dryer and it's done. You can't even wear it another time.
You paid for a label, not for a proper garment. Right.
So what I do, even my underwears and socks, mijo, I look like a laundry lady house. I have everything hanging on racks. I do not dry it. I won't do it. So, but yeah, your jeans, at least jean jackets, jean overalls, like jeans, depending on your use of wear and tear and whatever. It's supposed to be like 3-4 days. You could probably go a week too, but not wearing them every day también,
Like for me, like if I wear jeans readily like that, and I would hang them outside. Like if it's not raining, just throw them on the balcony or something, let them air out, something like that. But even then, I'd rather just wash them, If I really have to think about it, oh man, does these smell?
Then you wash them.
Like, nah, fuck that. Let me just wash them. Like why be guessing? You know, you throw them on in half an hour. You're in a group or something. And I'm like, damn, these jeans are a little funky. I shouldn't have worn these. Like that in itself is just a scenario that I would never want to be myself.
Right.
In, you know?
You'll be singled out as the person that got a stinky booty, you know? So yeah, no, he's laying down. Right. He's really doing good actually. So no, I'm with you on that. If you got a guess about your clothes, it's already in the laundry basket. Yeah. It's done.
I don't get how there's those people that, you know, flip their underwear inside out. those 2-time wearers, like, like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah.
It's like, shit.
We actually joke about that still in our house, like Big Hero 6.
Okay.
Because have you seen that movie? Yeah. It's so great. He's like, yeah, I do it inside out, back to front, and then I flip them over again. Whatever. He wears them like 5 times or something like that. And I'm like, no. And so we joke about that at home. We're like, yeah, you know, we're gonna do a Big Hero 6 one day because we're not doing laundry around here. But to tell you the truth, so okay, my guy lived in Florida for a few years, and I was here, and I would go to work, and I was so busy, and I had so many clothes that. I hate that I say this. I used to just buy panties. I used to buy underwear and socks and just wear them and throw them in the dirty pile and wear them. Man.
That's what my brother does.
Until like I finally said one day, you know what? I'm going to start doing some laundry. Yeah. And then I would do it and then throw away old stuff. So it was kind of cool because I ended up having enough that I could just throw away like holy socks and things like that. But yeah, that's when you know that, you need to do laundry.
Yeah, that's how my brother is. He's he would rather buy.
Is he the
wash.
One that I met? The younger one? Okay.
He'd rather buy. Like instead of having you go to his house and he has bins of just dirty clothes. Like he'll wash. Yeah. But he would rather go to the store and be like, I'll just buy some new ones. You know, I don't really feel like washing this week, so I'm just gonna buy 5 new pair of drawers, 5 new pair of socks. So now he has like fucking 32 bins of dirty clothes. Because he's buying clothes every day.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that with the clothes because I have a lot of clothes. Yeah. I have a lot of clothes and had a lot of jeans at the time. Obviously, I'm a little bit bigger now, so I don't fit in all that. But yeah, my underwear and socks, it was the funniest thing. That was like the most thing that I was buying. And finally, I mean, I ended up just throwing away bins.
I'm not going to lie. There's no better feeling in the world than having on brand new socks and brand new drawers.
It's true.
Like you can be, you know, get the worst news in the world. You can be having the shittiest day ever. You can shower and put on some brand new drawers and brand new socks, and it's like a zen moment.
Yeah, you're like, I got new socks on right now. I'm real happy.
These aren't new, but they're kind of new, so they're nice and tight on my feet. So I feel good today.
There you go. We can take on the world because we got new socks on. You know, I never really thought about that, but it's true. And I guess for like a woman too, bras are super uncomfortable when you first buy them, but when you buy a new one, it's like, you know, it's like a moment. It's really good and comfortable. But I think with like bras, it's just like with a lot of clothes. I could go for a 36 this one over here, and it's Target brand, let's just say, and 36 this one over here, and it's a Mrs. Smith brand or whatever, and they're not the same.
No,
they're not the same.
Different design, different cut.
Right, and then it's the same size. Supposedly, it's not the same. So I end up with like some wonky sized bras that are off like each other by like 1 number or 2 because it's not the same, and I didn't try them on. And I bought a nice bra in Meijer and I loved it. It was on sale. It was new. Put that sucker on and it didn't fit me. And it was my size. And I was like, why? Yeah. Why? And now I'm like, all right.
All the times.
I'm like, I'm just going to keep it. I'm going to keep it and see if I could sell it, or because you can sell clothes that are not used. I just put it on once, tried it to see, and it didn't work, so I put it back on the thing because I don't remember what I did with the tag tags, or the receipt.
Yeah. It happens like that with clothes. It's just and you don't necessarily want to be that person that wears the exact same shirt, exact same, because then it's like you're just boring. Like, you got nothing but tighty whities, like the old fashioned.
Papi, get rid of those guys. Yeah. No girl thinks that's sexy, man. And if she does, she's a sickie. No.
Right? She likes Breaking Bad.
Yeah, if she does, she's a sickie. No. Oh my god! But actually, it's so weird, but I think Einstein was like that. He wore the same clothes every day.
Really?
And the reason why genius people usually do that, they keep almost to the same clothing. And I know Einstein said this is the reason. He didn't have to expend any kind of energy into thinking about what he was going to wear that day because he wore the same thing every day. And you know what? I totally believe that. When you see, like Bill Gates, that man is almost always in khakis and a polo. Khakis and a polo. That's it. You rarely, and maybe loafers or whatever, but he doesn't really deviate from what he wears. And I think Elon Musk is a little like that as well. Like jeans and a nice shirt and some nice shoes.
And a blazer, the douchebag blazer.
But, that's it. And I think that's something to be said. Like when I was in school, so I was very poor growing up. And I would have loved to have uniform. Because you know what? That I'm just like everybody else. Yeah. And I wore the same thing all the time because we were poor. So having a uniform would have just made me like everybody else. Yeah. Nobody would have had to worry about what kind of clothes I had on, shoes, anything, because you were only supposed to wear a certain kind of clothing. And I think that helps for a lot of bullying. But when you're also poor, it doesn't usually help the parent as well. Yeah. So I think that's when like schools or communities should come together like in that school district and try to help the children that don't have the money for that. So, and I was going to say, going back to our hoarder situation, some people grow up poor, and I think that's what happened to my ex-boyfriend's mom or whatever. She grew up really, really poor. So she figured, if I keep this, I'm going to need it one day, or, I'm going to be without it. By the time you actually need it or use it, it's sometimes expired or it's just not good anymore.
The psyche of it all.
Yeah. So, and he's laying down still. It's not necessarily.
It's probably Mickey Mouse somewhere.
Oh, Dito. I'm glad the dog don't hear it then, because he could just. Sometimes it's not necessarily that you're poor too. I think it's just the fact that you may need it eventually too. Sometimes
they say that a lot of people that older people, well, obviously now they're probably, most of them are deceased or, but a lot of people that went through like the Depression or went through events like that where relative poorness was the norm for them, like that. The same thing is like, well, maybe someday I will need it, or maybe someday things are going to get as bad and I'm better off having it than not. That definitely plays a big role into it. Yeah. There's just so much in this world. So much in this world, even here in our neighborhood, we have great restaurants like, I think it's called Ordeñas, a little Mexican brunch spot.
I'm not
right
exactly
here.
Sure.
Well, we have a little Mexican brunch spot right here between 35th and 36th. You go in there, cool, dope environment, almost like Mad Rooster. I don't know if you've ever been.
Yeah, I have.
Like that, and a smaller, in a smaller scale. Oh yeah, we did talk about it last week that you weren't there. Very similar menu, very breakfasty, very brunchy, mimosas and shit like that, But once you come outside, it's like, oh shit, we're back on National. We're back on 35th and National. You got the cat lady crossing the street just yelling and ranting. You got the guy, with the full winter outfit and it's fucking 60 degrees outside. It's I don't even know if the word is humbling, because you're not really humbled in the moment. You're like, oh, well, I was just in this nice ass spot, and now, now it's this difference. Because it's not really humbling. It's not like you're like, oh, well, now let me go help these people. Like, no, let me hurry up and get in my car and keep it moving.
Yeah, it's kind of scary because you don't know what these people are thinking. So.
Exactly, and you got to embrace that. The world is like that, especially, and we get to see it a lot more than people. We are city folk. We are in the hood. Regardless how we look at it, obviously we're on a more industrial, so we don't really see the traffic of people. The traffic is a block south of us, but that is our norm. The city is full of that. The city is full of the normal folk, and then you have those people that are in need, and then you have those people that are in medical need, and then you have, people that are just down on their luck. There's so many people. And you just have to be able to navigate that, you know.
Right. And the other thing that I think is so funny is like, so you're saying that place is right there. I've seen the orange sign, and I think it's pretty, the sign, right?
Yeah.
You know what I thought that was? I thought it was a religious thing.
Really?
So unless they have like maybe food or something, I don't know.
Yeah,
I didn't know about
food.
it.
Yeah,
I'm not kidding. I thought it was like a prayer thing. I was like, all right, cool. There's a church in the middle of the street. It looks like a storefront.
You probably thought,
That's what I thought. So I'm like, okay, it's a prayer place. You know, I'm never been there. Never gone in there. So I'm gonna have to try it out. But. And I like food. Shalom. They're next door. Shalom, they're really cool there. Yeah. Like, so I miss being around like my Puerto Rican family and hearing those accents and stuff. So when I get in there, I know my Spanish switches from Mexican to Puerto Rican. And even when I'm in there, sometimes I'm like, andale, you know, and it's so funny because they kind of look at me, they're like, I know you're Puerto Rican, but where did that come from? You know, so the Spanish, Puerto Rican Spanish in me comes out, you know, and it's so cool. And there's a chick in there, she's really pretty and nice, and I forgot her name, and we just always, and they're busy, but she comes around the corner, she's and come back, you know?
You know, and when it pertains to our little neck of the woods here, is like, I would like to see more places like that. You know, nice bistros, more shop boutiques. You know, kind of develop that way. But there's got to be a way to be able to bridge that without having that gentrification feeling. Right. You know, like resources, like an open pantry. Like you can provide nice things and not kick people away. You know, because we have a lot of mentally ill people. We have a lot of poor people. We have a lot of drug addicts. You know, you can have a nice bistro and 2 doors down, doesn't necessarily have to be the next door. You know, 2 doors down have a nice open pantry where they can come and grab a fruit. You know, come and brush their teeth or something like that.
Yeah, you know, or like a laundry truck or something.
Yeah,
that comes
because
it's
not. It's not about pushing people away, because if you push those people away, those people still have needs. Right. You know, and I don't know. I feel that as a community person, not necessarily that I'm out there, you know, picking up garbage and, you know, meeting people. You know, I'm not Ava from, you know, from the programs that we help here around here. You know, like the Street Angels. I was trying to
Milwaukee Street Angels.
To the Street Angels. You know, those people are special because that's what they do. They go out and about. But us as normal folk, like, we can still play a part. You know, we can still play a part for these people that are in between stages of their life, or that's what they live, you know. And por más loco que sea, you know, the craziest person with the mental illness, if you're being kind and generous to them, like, they can grasp that, you know. So if you tell them, hey, man, you know, at this time, come get some food, you know, but you know that the bistro has a lunch special or evening special, 5 to 7 or whatever their deal is, just as a scenario. Like, yeah, bro, I would appreciate you, you know, come at this time, you know, the business on the block, this is what we do. You know, if you mind not being around this time so we can bring more, you know, traffic, we can have... That way we can work together. Right. You know, that some people will perceive, oh, well, you're trying to, you know, make them disappear so that people don't get uncomfortable. Like, no, we're trying to find a common ground, you know, like these people, like, if it's cold, you know, okay, let's provide them with coats. You know, we know you're going to sleep in the street. You know, you're going to be in the alley at night. I can't change that for you. But if you work with me, you know, I might come and help me shovel in the morning. And I'll make sure you have a warm blanket. I'll make sure you have, you know, little to carry case or something, you know, the possibilities are endless. Right. You know, and it's, I don't know, I guess that's living in a perfect society per se, but we are in a neighborhood that, you know, it is changing. We have brand new apartments coming up on National, you know, further down obviously, but still, we have that massive school that just went up right there on 18th and National, you know.
And even actually by us, Veloban, the coffee shop with the bikes, is changing now. It's some kind of community thing. I have to get their name, but it's a different thing now, and it's going to be open soon.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I mean, and the Urban Ecology Center, they're always doing things like, I think Saturday, they were like cleaning up. They had like those little things that, you know, get the garbage grabbers. And so like a bunch of people were just there cleaning up the street.
Nice.
So I see what you're saying, and I feel like we know our neighborhoods. We know the people. If you don't want to give money out, give them a bottle of water. Bring an extra bottle with you in your car. Just give it to them on the corner, Or if you have the means to have an extra sandwich, give them a sandwich. I know a lot of people, the stigma is that, that you give them money, they're going to go for booze and drugs. That might be the case on some people. And then some people, it might be that they're just hungry.
And as far as when it comes to that, is like, okay, if they are going to go get booze, then you need to put the pressure on your local liquor stores. Because if you give somebody $1 here, where are they going to run to? The corner of 36th and National. Because that's the liquor store. And they don't give a shit. If you got $1, they'll sell you whatever. But usually that person's going to go sit on your corner or across the street from your place. And it doesn't make sense. So as a community, like, I think it's our responsibility not to limit resources or whatever possibilities of making money, but hold each other accountable. Hold it. Like, okay, you're fucked up. You're obviously a wino. Take that shit down the block. I don't want that in my block. Like that goes a long way. And I don't know if people might seem or look at me and be like, yo, you're a real asshole for thinking that way because you're pushing people away. But it's our community, and not necessarily that we're pushing these people out, but if they don't want help and they don't want to work within, the culture that we're trying to cultivate, then you got to move it. You got to keep it moving,
Right. And I feel like it's so crazy in the wintertime. So I used to drive to Mexico twice a year for like 3 or 4 years back in the day. Like not too back in the day, but like probably about 8-9 years ago, I used to drive back and forth. And you go to Dallas, there was homeless people everywhere. And what was it? You would meet people from like New York or Chicago that they just got enough money, they came on a train or whatever, and one way, and they're in Dallas because it's nice and hot and they don't have to deal with the winters and whatever. So they would come in the wintertime, the winter from our winter, they would go down there and it was manageable. They would maybe have like a light coat on and they wouldn't have to be bundled up like here where it has to be like a caterpillar, they're all freaking. But I could see that. That was one thing that I will say when I was a homeless teen. You in Chicago and even here, if you're going to be a homeless person, there is shelters, but you have to abide by those rules. And a lot of people will not do that because they still want to booze. They still want to do drugs. So that really is on that person and their prerogative to do those things. But then don't, like Gio's saying, don't clutter up neighborhoods that are really trying to help. Or you know what, if we do get out there like the street angels and whatever and give out packages, care package or whatever, move it along. Move it along. Don't sit somewhere where a store is trying to make money for that community or wherever that it is, because then people do feel unsafe and they don't want to go in there. And I'm going to say 9 times out of 10, obviously, you're not sitting there to be disruptive, You're just sitting there because you haven't got nowhere to go. Go to the park. Go for a walk.
The thing that I was thinking about the other day, and it's so simple to think about it because we have, we're not without. Like,
we're not have-nots.
We have a place to shower. We have food and all that, We have internet. We have, all those commodities and all those things that are great, blessings. But I was sitting right there on 43rd. I was coming from my mom's house. And I was looking at the street. And I was like, damn, there's a shit ton of garbage everywhere. And there's always somebody there asking for money. I was like, man, why don't these people switch it up? Like just thinking out loud, I was like, if I was in that predicament, like what would being a businessman, like what would generate revenue where people won't feel so bad? Obviously there's garbage because people come to the light and they fucking throw out their McDonald's bags, throw out their empty cup, ash out their ashtray. Why not as and it's always been a theory for me. I was like, why as a city, why don't we pay these people that obviously live in these situations to clean up our cities? Give them a bag from the city and like, oh, go fill it up with garbage.
Yeah, give them a grabber.
We'll give you a couple, how great would that be if the modern or the new panhandler or person asking for money, instead of sitting there with a sign, sit there with a garbage can and be like, hey, You know, I'm gonna make sure this corner right here is clean. If you have garbage in your car, give me $1 and I can throw it away and I'll make sure it gets disposed for you. You know, how much more value would that bring? Like, I would give somebody, you know, a daily $1, you know, for me to be like, oh shit, I got a McDonald's bag, I got a cup. Like, here, bro, please dispose of that. Here's $1. You know, like, just be ingenuitive, you know, like, instead of having a sign, we'll work for money, or, you know, hungry.
Well, we'll work for money, honey. Come to the house and do some yard work. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
at this point, I'll put you in the back seat, you know, and let's do this. You
like,
know,
there's ways to engage the community in whatever level that they're at. You know,
that's true. That's true.
Who are we? We're just average ass people.
Yeah.
You know, how hard is it for the city to really implement something like that?
Oh,
because all they do is come around and be like, yo, move it. Keep it moving. No pan. Oh, well, too many panhandlers. All right, let's put a sign. Do not give these people money.
Right.
It's like, okay, well, those people are just going to move. You know?
Yeah. Give something sustainable.
Yeah. Give something sustainable. Give them something to work for, something to be worked towards.
Yeah.
You know, but.
And then again, like I was saying, some people have some real mental health issues or addiction issues that they don't want to. They want to stay stuck exactly where they are because it works for them. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So, yeah, I definitely understand that it's not going to work for everybody. Yeah. It's just not.
It's not. So. But for those that it does, you know, it shouldn't be too difficult to give them an option.
Right.
You know.
Right. But, yeah. We're about that time, man. Look at hey.
Getting there. I don't know. You guys let us know. You know, the reason I kind of, because it's very common right now, you know, especially going from 414 day, you know, the 414 day, and there's a lot of community activity. Actually, we're going to have Gideon here on Thursday. He runs a lot of cleanup work on the north side. Because he himself, he's like, you know, once the snow cleared, like, started realizing, like, holy shit, there is a shit ton of garbage. Yeah. And it's not just, you know, tumbling, oh, well, the dumpster fell over and the wind took it through.
No, this is people throwing out stuff from there.
People, like a car full of 6 people, and it's 6 people's worth of garbage just out the window.
Right, or diapers, which I think that's ridiculous. Jesus.
You know, muebles. Well, we have a prime example down here. Yeah. You know, it's like, bro, it's free. You already have them in your truck. Take them to the fucking city pound, and it's free to toss that shit out.
Yeah, the dump. Yeah,
the dump. Yeah. You know, oh, yeah, the dump.
Yeah, you don't want to put the car in there. The pound.
You know, like... But it's, I don't know. You can't fix it, but you can only ponder on solutions, you know?
Right.
Like, really, you how can you force people to be compassionate to another person, or even to be thoughtful or mindful
of their own environment and space? Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, I agree.
I think it boils down to holding people accountable. Those that you can.
Yeah.
You know, because there's some people that get it, but just out of the convenience, they don't. So you make examples of them. You know, bad landlords, for example.
Oh, my goodness.
If your alley looks like shit and the back of your house looks like shit and you got renters, well, you should pay a fine. You know?
Or make your
renters.
Yeah, clean up. Mm-hmm.
You know, yard work, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. You know, fucked up fences, like stuff like that. Houses that are falling apart. Like, as a landlord, you should not be able to get away with that.
Right. I mean, think about that. The streets or the sidewalk has to be shoveled for the mailman. Mm-hmm. Why not in the summertime be clean enough for the environment and anything that's around there? I mean, we even have nature still living around us. Yeah. Children running places, you know. So, yeah, I mean, we really should be more mindful of where we are.
And have incentives. We have all this money to give away for free. Is like, have incentives. Have neighborhood programs. You know, as a neighborhood, all right, well, if you're clean, your area's clean for the month or the summer, then we'll give you guys your block a voucher to have like a, you know, block cookout or whatever, you know, or we'll waive the trash can fee for a month, or
right, or something.
Come up with some shit that's creative, something different. You know, but that's why we will never be in office, because my main thing is like, yeah, policies and changes are great, But then you got to redesign all the pamphlets. You got to redesign all the letters you put out.
Oh
like, who the hell wants to take that logistical responsibility?
Everything's on the internet right now. You could do it. I was almost running for alderperson in Racine. So, and I think I would have made a big difference in my city, but it didn't happen because
maybe someday.
all kinds of other stuff. But
maybe someday.
Maybe. We won't give away the farm. Right. We'll make the farm work with us.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are at the end of the show. Thank you for joining us. This has been Monday. Let me load this video up. Again, thank you to everybody that came out to the pop-up 3600. It was a great success. It was nice seeing everybody out. We are doing it again next month on the 29th and the 30th. Stay tuned for the rest of the week. We have a couple guests. Chubb might come along. You know, we'll keep it interesting. And again, Larry, rest up. He said those oxys are kicking his ass right now.
Dito.
I will go over there and visit you and join you for an oxy if you want me to. I kid. But yeah, that has been the show. Heather, everybody, thank you for joining us. This is the Method Lab, and we are out
Here. Bye, guys.